The food, the art, the clothes. We put this show on the road. The Vatican getting exposed. You better stay on your toes. Repo, tilling the land, focus on the eco. Open my heart, let go of the ego. Ran out the grand, I'm stacking up these C-notes. Fact, fact. Fuck it, we gon' put this shit on our back. Found out the hacks, put it in the rap. Fuck it, we gon' put this shit on our back. We in your city, pull up where we at.
And that's facts though, I talk factos. Ask J Babe, I go Astro. Floating focused on my cash flow. We plant star seeds to make the grass grow. I'm a real floater, I do what I wanna. Stack in the winter, sunbathe in the summer. My chakras align and I shock them like Blanco. Only Pope we acknowledge a nigga is Pablo.
At these events, I'm a god to my people. Got out the streets, yeah, we dodging a Rico. Game of roulette, I'm a casino. The game wasn't fair, yeah, the odds wasn't equal. Squad got the Chico, my squad got the Chico. Game in a drought, yeah, they starving the people. Blaming and doubt, make it harder to eat, yo. Not a placebo, this not a placebo.
The food, the art, the clothes. We put this show on the road. The Vatican getting exposed. You better stay on your toes. Repo, tilling the land, focus on the eco. Open my heart, let go of the ego. Ran out the grand, I'm stacking up these C-notes. Facts, facts. Fuck it, we gon' put this shit on our back. Found out the hacks, put it in the rap. Fuck it, we gon' put this shit on our back. We in your city, pull up where we at.
Started in Richmond, art of my district. Heart of the mystics, started for biscuits. Father the isfits, martyr the misfits. God is my witness, God on my hit list. Moving the weight, we started with fitness. Moving with states, we art of the richest. Give me the blues, my heart is in Memphis. It's part of adventure, started my venture. The F is for food, the A is for art. The C is for clothes, I'm playing my part. T is for tech, I'm playing it smart. S is for shelter, I stay in the park. Acres on acres, get lost in the dark. We playing a part, we playing it smart. Facts, facts, okay.
The food, the art, the clothes. We put this show on the road. The Vatican getting exposed. You better stay on your toes. Repo, tilling the land, focus on the eco. Open my heart, let go of the ego. Ran out the grand, I'm stacking up these C-notes. Facts, facts. Okay, we gon' put this shit on our back. Facts, facts. Found out the hacks, put it in the rap. Facts, facts. Fuck it, we gon' put this shit on our back. Facts, facts. We in your city, pull up where we at. Facts.
It's a movie, it's a movie.
The food, the art, the clothes. We put this show on the road. The Vatican getting exposed. You better stay on your toes.
Define our own narrative.
Right.
Like when you talk about the White Lives Matter thing, I want to play you this message that Farrakhan sent me and Puffy about White Lives Matter.
White lives have always mattered because that's what caused Yaakov to be the god of this present world.
They're constantly monitored by facial recognition cameras that are able to instantly put a face to a name. Now, the Chinese are also ranked, given a mark out of a possible 950 points. A score in the 700s is considered good, around the 500 mark is not. For now, the number is a sort of bank credit rating, keeping track of everyone's spending habits.
I think being ranked is a good thing. A society has to have rules.
it forces us to be well behaved.
It may seem scary, but it's just like that here.
What was driving her wasn't the trappings of being the queen and the luxury.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Peace to the family. Peace to you and yours. Please do not forget, we have a lecture coming up on Sunday. That is right. 2 days from now, on Sunday, at 11 a.m. Me and Bill, ye are gods. And I promise you, I shit you not. And I probably will show you a few clips of what we've been cooking up today. This shit right here, bruh. I've been in the lab. I've been in the lab faithfully, and I've been doing my research. I've been learning myself. You know what I mean? Like when I do these lectures and whatnot, I challenge myself so I could learn as well, because it ain't no fun just teaching the people and I'm not picking up anything and whatnot. So usually I'm learning from the special guests, but this time I started learning just doing the research on some of the things that I thought that I knew. But it's always good to backtrack and re-educate yourself, because this time that we're in right now, like I said a few videos ago, this is a teaching moment. And people are really learning. There's some people learning the hard way, and there's some people learning the God way. So before I even begin running my mouth and bumping my gums, let's do the roll call and see who's in the motherfucking building. Shout out to everybody in the building. I see y'all, all of my KT aliens, KTL and the ATL. Yeah, that part. You know what I'm talking about? Peace to the family. Peace to you and yours. You are now rocking with the best. This is Third Eye Fridays. We wasn't able to make it last night. You know, I was at the lounge and a few other things popped up suddenly and I couldn't do it. Y'all didn't want to see me go live at 3 a.m. I was finished. You know what I'm talking about? So I took myself to sleep and here we are. You know what I mean? So, you know, that. 305 Dade County in the building. Shout out to 305, one of my hometowns. Shout out a lot of 305 love. Bowie, Maryland. Shout out to Mary's Land. Florida, land of the flowers. Shout out to Gainesville, Florida. You already know it's always love with Harlem. Bridgetown in the building, Pennsylvania. You know what it is. You know I'm talking about. Mystical Philly. You already know what it is. St. Louis in the building. You already know what it is. You know what I'm talking about? Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Richmond, Virginia, Denver, Los Angeles, Naptown, Dominica. Shout out to Dominica. Killeen, Fort Hood, Texas, Athens, Georgia in the building. Spartansburg, I see you, King. 808 in the building. East New York in the building. Tremont section of the Bronx in the building. Yeah, what up, Toronto? Was really good. Bam in the building. Norfolk in the building. Tallahassee, TLR in the building. Old New York in the, yeah, make it plain. Make the distinction. Old New York up in this bitch. And I'm talking about the new moon energy been heavy. Yes, it has. Nebraska, Georgia, Kansas, Brooklyn is everywhere. That part, Honolulu, Detroit, what up, though? Yeah, we just doing what we do. You know what I'm talking about? We just doing what we do. Fort Lauderdale in the building. Gardena in the building. Minnesota or Twinnesota in the building. You know what I'm saying? I had my sound effects on earlier, but I had to turn that shit off because I couldn't even hear. It wasn't sounding right. You know what I mean? So, you know, we don't do janky audio over here. So I had to pause that. And let me know how the audio sounds, though. Let me know how the audio sounds. The audio sound good? Did the audio sound good from the videos when I was playing it? Yeah, Scorpio season. Get your stingers up, my niggas. It's going down. You know what I'm talking about? Get your motherfucking stingers up. Scorpio season. You know? Pull up. Audio good, audio good. We sound okay. We do okay. Okay. Shout out to Jersey. Shout out to Jersey. You know what I mean? So this how we gonna run it. All right. The family's in the buildings. Salute to all of y'all. I hope everybody's in good health, good spirits, you know, la la la, all of that fly shit. You know what I mean? And once again, welcome to the party. We're gonna have a powerful show tonight. This is a precursor for Sunday's event. Now, this is my disclaimer for Sunday. If I don't see 100 people on Sunday, y'all not gonna see me for the rest of the year. I already had a conversation with my team. This shit is very heavy. You know what I mean? Everything that's going on is a lot of weight, yo. So the kind of research and dedication that I put into my work, I really need that to be reciprocated. And you know, it's thousands of y'all out there, so I'm not talking to everybody. I'm talking for those who's ready to learn. I promise you. Motherfuckers will walk around thinking that they know everything about everything. But if we put you in the arena to debate this shit or to stand on your square, niggas get wobbly, they get spaghetti legs and whatnot, because you be thinking that you know everything, but there's a lot more to be learned, yo. There's a lot of information that's taking place right in front of our faces. And I know that a lot of my KTLE and students, we don't have those emotional type of hangups and whatnot. We're not running around, you know, soiling the internet with our emotions and whatnot. We're not a part of the quote unquote emo mob that's out there emoting. Because while emotions is energy and motion, and we respect everybody's emotional output, there's such a thing as emotional integrity and emotional obedience and emotional discipline. You feel me? Whatever happened to the motherfucking 48 laws of power in the art of war when they tell the people don't show your hand? You dig what I'm saying? Never let them see you sweat. You niggas didn't watch that commercial? Because everybody out here is sweating on the internet these days. And it's like, I easily know now who's who, you know, where your mind is at, you know, what side of the fence you are on. I know if you're a Democrat. I know if you're a Republican. I know if you're pro-life. I know if you know, a lot of these things get revealed just by your Twitter fingers. You understand? And that's one of the things that you shouldn't be proud of, moving around on the internet amongst millions of strangers, my niggas. That's not warfare. I want to reiterate for you, if you don't know by now, if you claim consciousness, and I ain't talking about that woke shit, if you claim consciousness, and I'm not talking about, oh, I'm just, you know, listening to you guys so I can make my life better. That's something different. You know what I mean? The transformational aspect of what consciousness brings to you. Okay, cool. I respect you. Welcome. Salute. Namaste. You could sit cross-legged like Russell Simmons and come and, you know, do some breathing and whatnot. Get your transformation on. I'm talking about the frontliners. I'm talking about the people who are engaged in intellectual warfare. I'm talking about motherfuckers who got booted up and strapped up when they found out who they were and they was ready to go to war for this shit. That's who I'm talking to. Where y'all at? And if that's who you identify as, somebody who's out there swinging the sword, I got Shango energy. I'm a Scorpio with an Aries moon. My niggas, I just can't help it. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm divinely sent here to do, is to put some points on the board, spin the block, and hit a few niggas in with some headshots. You know what I mean? Like, I'm here to turn off a few niggas' lights. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's my divine purpose, is to spin the block. You know what I'm saying? So I'm talking to the drillers out there, the conscious, what do we call that? Neteru drill. We call it Neteru drill. I'm talking to the Neteru drillers who just, you know, your purpose is to be a warrior scholar. When you identify as a warrior scholar, none of this shit will knock you down. None of this shit will have you in your high heels, feels and whatnot. None of this stuff. As a matter of fact, You anticipate situations like this so you can test your strength. Do you know what just happened in the past few days? We got hit with a pop quiz. I did a show on Brother Rich's channel called Spiritual. It's called The Algorithm of Spirit Cooking. That was about a few weeks ago. We're about to do a part 2, right? And spiritual, the algorithm of spirit cooking, it was really talking about how these phones and how social media and how this internet is controlling people's whole lives and whatnot. Motherfuckers is in a sunken place and don't even realize it, right? And they're feeding entities and they're feeding a whole bunch of people outside of their immediate circle their energy. People are feasting off of your output, right? They have these triggers that they push, these emotional triggers. They do it when they've been doing it for a very long time, but they've really perfected it with trauma bonding, trauma economy. The brother Kanye brings it up on a few occasions, but we've been talking about this for years now. You feel me? We've been talking about this for years now. This trauma economy that thrives off of your pain, your suffering, and what do we get in the long run? Bad health. Keep in mind, one of the #1 killers this year is people's hearts are failing. The heaviness of the heart is of utmost importance. We got to talk about this because people are attributing it to the Jabberwocky and a few other things, but people are going through a lot of heavy-hearted issues and their hearts are failing, and we have to be able to lighten up our hearts. People are carrying around a lot of weight. If I was a person that had a lot of weight on my heart, right, and I'm being stifled from expressing myself, throat chakras blocked and whatnot, I might just start screaming and shit. Oh, I might get on the internet and start wilding out. If motherfuckers is stabbing me in my back, right, and I'm being spiritually attacked through spiritual warfare, I might declare war on them in the open, right? Sometimes you got to do shit like that to offload the heaviness and to lighten up your heart. Just put it out there but be ready for war. You know what I mean? Because what we're seeing in this whole situation is these people are out here playing chess with each other. It's like tennis. 1 minute the media is going to hit the ball, and then Kanye comes back and he hits the ball through an interview or a tweet. Then they hit the ball. Do you know how many articles I saw from, you know who's going DEFCON 3 or DEFCON 2? TMZ, Vlad, and every day is 8 articles on Kanye ever since this situation happened, and they're all super negative. Some of them are propaganda, right? So some of the platforms that bring you all of the fuckery, right? All of the negativity. Vlad highlights the worst of our culture, right? He's a culture vulture extraordinaire. He highlights the worst of our culture. Shade Room highlights World Star. They're also on board and whatnot, right? They're also on board. Never did they put out one clip about anything that he said that will make you think. Never did they highlight anything that he said about the media that will make you question anything. They're just going with the hyperbole. This nigga Vlad, I could just see him sitting around eating Doritos and whatnot with those, you know, the pajamas that has the ass out where you could unfold and you could unlatch the ass. Yeah, he's wearing one of those. You know how you niggas be popping up on Christmas with the matching pajamas? He's in one of those suits, you know, having a fucking evil giggle and whatnot while he's pressing fucking send and whatnot or upload, and he's having the time of his life, shits and giggles and whatnot. The people at World Star who conveniently bring us every week somebody getting shot in the head. I've never seen so many people die in real life than on World Star TV. Facts. Unfiltered. You could see niggas get their brains blown out right on World Star. Niggas pulling up on scooters. They got people getting ran over. They got people getting shot in the head. I mean, you name it. These are the same people that are out here. If throwing stones and hiding your hand was a person, it'd be these niggas. But I don't want to hog the stage because I have a guest in the building. I have a special guest in the building. We're gonna run through some information today. I'm gonna play a few videos and I'm gonna let other people talk for us. And it's almost like me and my special guest, we're gonna do reaction videos. We're gonna sit back and we're gonna build on top of the build that's taking place, because the title says this is a prelude to Sunday's lecture, which it is. Link in the bio. Right now, the link is in the bio. Okay. Like I said, I'm anticipating about 100 of y'all signing up because I need y'all to support this. You know what I mean? I don't want to be talking to the empty room, because this information right here, I've dug deep. My niggas, I was in my bag. I was in my bag when it comes to the research. It's a lot of shit that has happened over the decades, to whereas we shouldn't even be signing with these labels at the end. I mean, thank God that this brother came along and highlighted something that we already knew, because niggas is like, we already knew a lot of this shit. Okay, so why you niggas trying to get signed then? Why is everything about you signing a deal? It's not even a deal. You signed a loan. Let's change the language. You got a loan from a record label. They gave you some money that you're gonna pay back double. Why the fuck are we celebrating stupid shit like that in 2022? Like, that's a fucking, like, no, I want to hear about who owns something. Fuck a loan. What do you niggas own? Like, say that. Oh, we own distribution. We own the label. We own some shit. Like, you can't keep giving us the same motherfucking story like that's supposed to mean something when we know that it don't mean nothing. I'm not with the smoke and mirrors anymore. I don't get hype off of illusions. That's the Matrix. These some loan sharks. And these some wicked loan sharks. You act like you don't want to pay back. You're going to be in the motherfucking tub suicided. You act like you don't want to give that loan back, my nigga. They're going to smear you. They're going to break your pockets. You're going to get canceled by everybody. So it's only right that I bring somebody who has more knowledge about the inner workings of the music industry through his experience, right? The fact that he's been in the game, right? The fact that he's been a participant of one side of the culture, and now he's a participant in the other side of the culture. You dig what I'm saying? Based off of the fact that this brother is active and he's doing his thing in real time, right? So without any further ado, I want to go ahead and open up the line for my guest tonight, the good brother, my brother, your brother, our brother, Source motherfucking God in the building.
Yes, sir.
Memphis's finest. You know what I'm talking about?
I had to go get the bucket hat. I said, oh, snap. He can't be the only one with one. I had to go grab it one time.
I can't hear you that good. Is that my thing or yours?
Let me see if I can turn it. Is this better?
Yes. Much better, my brother. What you had said?
I said I had to go get the bucket hat. I seen you with yours on.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh God.
You feel me? You gotta get the bucket low, like fuck it though. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but what's good, my brother? How's everything with you?
Everything is everything, man. I'm out here on, your new parts of the town, man, getting my feet grounded out here.
That's right.
Yep.
Right. You know what I mean? We in the motherfucking A, doing what it do. You know, doing what it do. Give me 1 minute right there. I'm changing the title. I had to put you in the title and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? Let people know that you're here with us. But how's everything with you first and foremost, all around? Let the people know who might not be familiar with Source God, who you are, what it is that you out here doing and whatnot. And you know, let them know about the school and shit.
Yes, sir. So my name is Sauce God, from Memphis, Tennessee. I'm what I would consider like a messenger of the Most High. You know, I'm just a vessel, and I communicate through rhythm and rhyme, through song, through music. I've actually created a school. We teach children through my music. So we teach them these high-level sciences, like the alchemy, like the astronomy, like the biology, and we give them curriculum based off of my song. So that's what I'm out here doing, man. That's me. That's the drippy one.
Young God, you know what I'm saying? And I'm here to say personally, I've been in the studio with the saucy one, you know what I mean? Mondem right there is a legend. You know, I've been in the studio with a lot of people and I've been around a lot of legends. So we're not legend shaming and whatnot. The young God is definitely about his business. He is about his craft. He's a craftsman, you know, and he's a problem in the booth, you know what I mean? And we worked together on a few songs and you know, I just want to say salute, you know what I mean? That was an honor for me to be there and to do what we've been doing. So I look forward to many more situations like that in the future where we put them points on the board and whatnot, you know what I mean? And if y'all not familiar, this is the brother on the facts hook, the food, the clothes. We get it with that saucy ass hook. Yeah, sauce is the hook god. So for all of my brothers out there that need some sauce, you know what I mean? You need some sauce dripping on your motherfucking songs, you know, get familiar, okay?
Yes, sir.
So with that being said, introductions are made and, you know, we made our introductions. I got a few clips that I wanted to play and whatnot. And, you know, I want to chop it up with you about some of the things that are being said and shit. So we could get a little, you know, because like I've said to my audience on many occasions that what we see going on around us is a teacher moment. You know, the way to remove yourself from what is known as the noise and shit, because sometimes the noise could be so much. You go to sleep with stupid shit on your mind. You wake up with it on your mind. You trying to have a innocent thought about something. The noise is getting in your way. You know what I mean? So sometimes you're not even thinking for yourself. And then when we become part of groupthink, because my man's in them is feeling a certain type of way, or the people that I follow feel a kind of way, we automatically now become mindless drones and we become a part of groupthink. So if the group says be mad, you mad. You know, I'm like, God damn, I thought we broke out of organizations a long time ago. I thought we dropped that shit with the church. But here it is, a lot of people is churched out and whatnot, and they don't appreciate free thinking. You know, they don't want to stand on their own and grab their have testicular fortitude and grab their nuts and be like, nah, I want to think for myself. You know what I mean? Like, I appreciate this part, that part. I might not like this part. I like this part. That part I ain't fucking with. But that's my. So that and I should feel I shouldn't get attacked, unfollowed, threatened. You know what I mean? People talking about people, you know, dragging your names and shit. You know. So yeah, man. I'm gonna play a few clips. First clip I want to play, of course, the best way to open up any conversation is with the minister. You know what I'm talking about? So we pulled the minister up. The minister has some things to say a few years ago about our good brothers and sisters in the industry. And that message that he sent kind of rings true today. So check this out.
With basketball, since LeBron was in the news. Have you ever seen such a clamor over our brothers? did you hear how the owner of the Cleveland Cavaliers talked about poor brother like he betrayed Cleveland by moving somewhere else? But guess what? We did the research. Let's look at who the commissioners of sports are. You still on the plantation. Let me show you. David Stern, Jewish, National Basketball Association Commissioner. Maurice Podoloff, the first president of the NBA. Bud Selig, Major League Baseball Commissioner. Gary Bettman, National Hockey League Commissioner. Mark Cohan, Canada, Canadian Football League Commissioner. Don Garber, Major League Soccer Commissioner. Sidney Halter, the first commissioner of the Canadian football field. Now, Leslie Alexander, Jewish, owns the Houston Rockets. Mickey Arison is the owner of the Miami Heat. Miami Heat. Is that where LeBron is? Is that where Dwayne Wade is? Is that where Rosh is? Larry Brown was a U.S. basketball coach, but Mark Cuban, the owner of the Dallas Mavericks, he's Jewish. Alan Cohen, former co-owner of the Boston Celtics and the New Jersey Nets, the New York Knicks, and the New York Rangers. William Davidson, principal owner of the Detroit Pistons of the NBA, the Detroit Shark of the WNBA. Dan Gilbert, owner of the Cleveland Cavaliers. Now listen. You know, there's some plantations, if you go to, they treat you better. But our brother went from one plantation owner who is Jewish to another plantation owner who is Jewish. And the Jewish owner in Miami was jumping up and down because these Negroes sitting here like they are the top stars. But in the background is the dude that's saying, boy, we're going to get $750 million coming in because of these 3 Negroes. Put their meat on a plantation. So Mr. Gilbert is hot with Mickey Arison. And guess what? They went for less money. Because see, black folk today can't be bought all the way out with money. They want a championship ring. Oh, a ring. Oh. Damn. Look at you. Boy, you're the craziest people. But God said he would choose a foolish people, and we certainly fit the bill, don't we? Wait now. Renan Katz from Israel, he's part owner of the Miami Heat. Herbert Cole, owner of the Milwaukee Bucks. Jerry Krause, general manager of the Chicago Bulls. Jerry Reinsdorf, owner of the Chicago Bulls and the Chicago White Sox. Abe Potlin, owner WNBA's Washington Mystics. Bruce Ratner, owner of the New Jersey Nets. Howard Schultz, U.S. owner of Seattle Supersonics and the founder of Starbucks. Larry Tannenbaum, owner of the Toronto Raptors. Brett Yormark, president and CEO of the New Jersey Nets. Now look, see, you strong, strapping Negroes, You Negroes that are good for sport. The Quran says his world is sport and play. And every time you play, he gets...
Damn, what happened?
Oh, no.
Well, that right there, you know, I mean, it was almost finished anyway, but yeah, you know, this is a reality check. You know, he pointed out something about the sports, because at the end of the day, you're dealing with a people that talk with a forked tongue, because in the past 5 to 6 to 7 years, our people were demonstrating through sports. Kaepernick with the knee and the whole Star Spangled Banner with LeBron in them. These are Jewish owners. They don't have no allegiance to the Star Spangled Banner. I'm about to show, before the day is over, the ADL, the Anti-Defamation League, the hit squad that been running around drilling shit for over 100 years. Their birth was because a Jew by the name of Leo Frank, one of the biggest court cases in American history, right? In Georgia, Atlanta to be exact. We talked about this in the last Fear of a Black and More Messiah when we went to Stone Mountain, because it was the Leo Frank lynching that actually caused the KKK to rise up a second time. This was in the year 1913. They lynched him in 1915, right? They hung him in Marietta, where niggas live right now, where you get pulled over if you pull up out there. They hung him, and they 5,000 of the Europeans grabbed him, hung him, lynched him, and because of the lynching, the ADL started to protect the Jews, and the KKK started to protect the white Southerners, right? And in the middle of it, it was a black man who they said ultimate, because the case was about a little girl that got killed at a pencil factory, right? Mary Flager, and she's one of the reasons why the KKK they rose up off of her spirit, off of her memory and her name and whatnot, right? So I'm like, damn, if your whole movement was about protecting your people because of the white supremacists or the KKK, then how is it that you niggas started Hollywood and the first thing y'all did was put us in blackface with the jazz singer? The Jews was in blackface. Then every single role that you depicted us in, we was mammies, we were step and fetch it, we were everything that y'all was. We were brutes, we were ignorant. But what they didn't mention and what they failed to highlight is that prior to the invention of Hollywood, we were running towns. When they were living in tenements, right? And when they were living in ghettos, we had Wilmington, North Carolina, they got destroyed. We had Tulsa, Oklahoma. We had Rosewood. We had a bunch of shit. And we wasn't living in squalor. We had thousands of inventions. Hundreds of inventions made it to the quote unquote, the list of, you know, black inventors, but we had thousands of inventors. Where's our movie about that, Mr. Hollywood? So it's like these people are owning our people's rights, their likeness. They have them locked in on contract. They trading these niggas like how we used to trade polo back in the days. And if you say a thing about it, you will get chastised. Why? Because you fucking with the bag. We come from hip hop culture. Jay-Z and these niggas brag about what they own. Imagine somebody saying, yo, Jay-Z own Duce, and he's like, yo, you can't say that. Like, what are you talking about? The culture conditions us to look for the owners and to talk about them and to brag about that shit. So the fact that we're pointing out niggas their own shit, they're like, yo, you can't even say that. Because that was Kanye's gripe. Yo, these niggas are the owners of everything, and you can't even bring that up. They own YouTube. Do you know Liar Cohen runs YouTube? People don't even realize that. Like, he left the music industry, and he is the head of YouTube. And when he became the head of YouTube, guess whose music exploded exponentially at 100x? Trap rappers. Then after that, the drill rappers. You feel me? He fluffed the numbers up because I remember back in the days, the Migos wasn't doing numbers like that. You dig what I'm saying? Rich Homie Quan wasn't doing numbers like that. They had fans and they had followings, but they wasn't doing 300 and 400 million. When Liar got over there and he started tweaking that algorithm the same way that Elon Musk went over to Twitter, so anything that he wants to pop off on Twitter, he could do it because he has control of the algorithms now. He has control of the engineering aspect of it. He's behind the curtain, right? All of that YouTube music beef, black men on YouTube, because before they was on Twitter beefing. Then when Liar came to YouTube, YouTube became the place to beef. You know? So the thing, people will be like, oh, well, suck it up. You know, niggas own sports, whatever. There's nothing that you could do with it. Where my argument comes with the situation with the sports is when it comes down to the finances, where they not only have devised a plan to be clad tight in their ownership and they won't let anybody from outside in, but they also appoint the financial advisors to these athletes so they could look over the money. So the financial advisor tells the athlete making 270 million a year, give it to me, I got you. I'm gonna put this shit in some trust funds, I'm gonna invest it, and you're gonna get, this is your percentage on your return. The athlete has no idea where his money is being invested. 8 times out of the 10, the money is being invested in something that Israel is doing. The money is being invested in pharmaceutical companies, pharmacopoeia. The money is being invested in war. The money is being invested in these, and then let's not even talk about the underworld where they put the money in and whatnot. Child trafficking, organ harvesting, pornography, and a whole bunch of other things. The athlete don't give a fuck about where the money is because he don't even really, he's not that hip about financial markets. He just wants his 3% return. So they keep the artists' finances jacked up, right? They control the jury, right? So all of the artists that are out there running around buying jewelry, you buying it from them. Those is blood diamonds. They control the real estate. So when you go and buy your crib and whatnot, they're going to hook you up with their people on the real estate side. They're not going to get you a black real estate agent. They're not going to get you a black, they're not going to have you buy no real estate from black developers. You're going to go buy from their cousins and uncles. They control the clothing, right? The apparel. And as you can see what the Yeezy is showing you, it's about, so they control that aspect of the apparel. So it's like they could even blow up a clothing line by having you wear a certain brand, right? Or a few brands and whatnot, because the stylists are in bed with their small hats. So this whole shit right here is a conglomerate that nobody wants to break up. But when we wake up, that shit will break up. So as many rocks that we could throw at this glass house, we finna throw them shits. Because this world that we live in, and this reality that we exist in, where we even think that we're doing well in life or we're benefiting off of something, I'm here to let y'all know to thinking about, you niggas need to think bigger than that, because this shit right here is peanuts compared to what's really taking place, and it's being powered off of us. We are the proverbial battery in the matrix. You know what I mean? And we walk away with nothing. So yeah,
So yeah, where you want to take it?
I would want to take it to the solutions, of course.
Okay, cool. So
when it comes to our own sports leagues, I see what Ice Cube is doing with the Big Three. And I saw a report that came out that said that the Big Three is officially melanated owned or black owned and whatnot. I know the business model of the Big Three is not real, it's not the best business model because they're taking athletes that are kind of already coming out the league. But he's actually showing, because he's locking down arenas, you feel me? He's showing these athletes that they have another lease on life. They're not just throwaways, because the league will throw you away to make room for the new guys, or what they call not just the new guys, the unsuspecting bunch, the freshmen that don't know nothing. It's the same thing with the music industry. After a while, when the elder statesmen began to, I want to read a book. They watch you reading books on planes coming from your tour and whatnot. They like, yeah, we getting rid of these niggas and bringing in 12-year-olds, 15 and 16-year-olds, because they don't know nothing. We specifically gonna get a nigga who can't read. Did you drop out of high school? Oh, yeah, come on in. Yeah, we need you. You know what I mean? And then when they get hit 5 to 10 years from now, they drop them. So what would be a solution, do you think, especially for the sports moving forward?
Well, the first thing is we have to move ourselves out of the realm of being expendable, you know what I'm saying, or being disposable, and allowing someone to be able to shift their attention to someone who may be more fit or agile or strong or in a position that your age has fatigued you in a way to perform. See, like for me, it came from me having a low estimate of self. So I would allow things to be done for me because of what others valued in me and not seeing that value in myself. So this handicaps us on so many levels because we feel like we just the artist or we just the athlete, right? And there are so many other factors at play to allow this to even happen or to go on. So for me, right,
Right.
I'm creating a label, but I'm giving it up to someone else because my ideal is I just want to rap and be the artist, right?
Right.
I'm finding talent, which is the A&R, right? I'm developing talent. That's artist development. I'm creating content for the artist that's on the label. That's creative direction, right? I'm putting together these rollout plans. That's marketing. And then I'm saying myself, I'm booking the shows, the interviews, and photo shoots. And this is like management. So it's like, until I put myself in a position to look at it like that, I'm always going to be marginalized in my output and allow someone else to control the narrative for me, right? So it's about us doing the due diligence and finding out for ourselves the intricacies, right? And a lot of times we are prisoners of comfort. So we don't do the due diligence. You know what I'm saying? And that doesn't allow ourselves to truly see the reciprocity in what we're doing and what we're creating just because we want to express that. We want to just be. We're not with the organization or the capitalization of it all. We're just dancing, and then somebody come with a camera, and now we get 20 million views, and now you a puppet to the system. You know what I'm saying? Because they understand your energy, they understand your currency, and then they manipulate it, like you said, to charge the battery of that matrix. So it's about us staying home with what we are creating and understanding and creating systems around that self-sustains through that fair exchange. And that's what we're doing with facts. You know what I'm saying? I feel like facts is an initiative that will spread across all those different lanes like sports, because it's all inclusive. You feel me? Once we start to understand how powerful they truly are, then there will be no need for the hierarchy, right? The system of classism. And then it's like we all coming as superheroes on our own individual journey, and together we form Voltron. It's just like the ant mentality that you talk about a lot. So it's just about us doing exactly what we're doing right now, going city to city and creating that ecosystem that spins on its own orbital axis, because with that, we won't have to travel outside of that for anything, whether it's sports, whether it's a glass of water, whatever the case may be. We know within our system that we're creating that we can have a fair exchange with. Because for me, when it first started off, me just buying black, you know what I'm saying, doing or melanated or whatever the case may be, and that I'm wearing is on, or you know what I'm saying, I bought it off of this person per se. But then what started to happen was I started to realize more of, wow, it's more than just buying black. It's about like creating a relationship with that person, right? Because it's like, for me, if I know somebody that owns a farm and I establish a relationship with this person, then I never go hungry again, you know. And if that person understands what I bring to the table and my many connections and expertise, then it's just a fair exchange. So now we can create our own currency system, right? And we can back it by the people who are within this conglomerate and saying that this coin is worth such and such. You see what I'm saying? And then new world, a whole paradigm shift.
Right. And I definitely know that we headed in that direction. You know, coming out of Memphis, I have a big respect for Memphis artists because I've seen them demonstrate the independent model. You know, Rising Power to Dolph. You know, he was one of the shining lights, pushing that business model, teaching a lot of artists and whatnot, not just about independence, but about self-worth. This boils down to how the fuck do you see your reflection in the mirror? And you know, and you know, and that has a lot to do with foundation. Like, the more that we learn about who we are and where we come from and where we don't come from and who our peoples are versus who they taught us our peoples are, that's anti-Kemetic. Like, where's the lawsuit on that? Where's the apology for that from the school system when they was like, yo, you niggas didn't contribute anything? Where's the apology for Hollywood that you cocksuckers didn't tell us about the black inventors and whatnot? And they'll piecemeal 1 or 2 or 3 people every other year. You know what I mean? You got the movie about the lady from NASA to help these people leave orbit. That wasn't even something to be proud of. Like, I saw that and was like, damn, I wish they didn't do that. You know what I mean? Like, we didn't benefit from that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck? But it's like, yeah, it boils down to self-worth. And it also boils down to self-worth of the collective and the individual.
Yeah, because you can't heal in the same environment you got sick in. Because
can't heal, right. Like, I can't get mad at people on social media being on the side of the corporations while they're doing what they're doing to the brother Kanye, because I know the mentality of the populace, because I know what hip-hop has programmed and with the culture. And if I get mad at them, I'm the fool. I know that they sick. That's why we out here doing what we doing. It's the people that I see that's supposed to have more sense, having the herd mentality.
Well, just like you were saying earlier, the foundation is education, and that's why, you know, we started the school. But what's so important and so transformational about the school is that the parents have to be involved as well, because it has to be a conducive environment for the child to grow into these things. You know what I'm saying? It just can't be them learning it independently, because just like we see all of our great leaders, once they're slain, once they become martyrs or whatever the case it is, their legacy dies with them. You know, we can even look at Nipsey. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He was in an environment that wasn't conducive to the monumentous things that he was doing. That's why he could even be in a position to even get his life taken like that, because he was still around that energy. He was entering into vortexes that no longer served him.
Damn, I need to hook up the sound effects. You need a bomb for that. Imagine Nipsey, right? I don't mean to cut your wisdom.
Nah, go ahead.
But imagine Nipsey in Cancun.
Mm-hmm.
Or where was the place everybody was going?
That was
in Mexico.
He was talking about Tulum and all that.
All right, yeah, because he was the first nigga to drop Tulum. Imagine if Nipsey stopped in Tulum to smoke an L, but then went ahead and bought some land or a resort and whatnot. And he was doing his Web3 blockchain type thing from Tulum. Like you had to come to Tulum to see him. He wasn't on Crenshaw no more. He's surrounded by like-minded people and people who will die for him in Tulum type shit. Or he went into Eritrea and got the fuck off of Crenshaw Boulevard. You dig what I'm saying? Like y'all had enough of Thundercat. I'll come through for the ribbon cutting and everything, but y'all fed off of my energy for far too long, my niggas. The world is bigger than this little strip right here. No offense to Crenshaw, but I wasn't impressed. You know, I'm like, I the same when I got out there to celebrate his life, I was like, what the fuck was he doing out here?
Right.
Like, why was he out here? His mind was too evolved to be in this jungle right here. And that's the same thing that I felt when I was in Harlem, standing on the corner across the street from Apollo. One day I looked up, they got the police camera watching me. It's a whole bunch of fuckery going on. Niggas got high heels walking down a block. Yeah, I was just like, why am I here, bro? I've outgrown this shit. If a nigga would have hop out and Peter rolled me, niggas would be like, well, why was he there? Didn't he outgrow 2/5?
Right.
Didn't he give it enough of his life energy, my nigga? Like, you gotta move on, bro.
But that's how we've been taught, though. We've been taught to live and die for our block. You know what I'm saying? It's like a religious mentality. And what has happened and what's transitioning us into a new understanding is we are getting to see the effects of that. We're getting to see the effects of compromising ourselves for others. You know, it's that Jesus syndrome. It's just like what you was talking about on your page. You know what I'm saying? When you was talking about, well, white Jesus matters. Even if you're not in the church, a lot of people still hold on to that ideology that they got to die for somebody's sins. You know what I'm saying? So they allow people to do certain things because that's my homie. You know what I'm saying? That's my friend. That's just how she is. You know what I'm saying? And not cutting ties or setting your boundaries where it need to be, where it need be, and not allowing people to do something towards you or, you know what I'm saying, affect you because
not performing a sacrifice before you become the sacrifice. What are you willing to sacrifice before they put you on the fucking menu?
Facts.
So it's like, I'll cut all you niggas off before y'all put me on the menu. I'm willing to cut your head off. I'm willing to get rid of everybody around me because I already feel what could come out of this union that don't serve me. Y'all gonna eat my food. And then the only person, when it's all said and done, niggas would be like, he should have known better. So it's like, yeah, feed the wolves. Feed the who? Nigga, I am the wolf. I'm not feeding you niggas. Exactly. I don't owe you nothing.
Because that turn people to leeches. And that's one thing that people don't understand too, is that you be wanting to bring certain people up with you, but they don't hold the capacity to even be put in those positions. So when they get in those positions and they cannot produce, you know what I'm saying? That's where the dis-ease comes in, because now you put in between a rock and a hard place, because this your mans that you grew up with, but he not really no security guard. This nigga got on Balenciaga, you know what I'm saying?
He talking to the shorties. He trying to be a celebrity.
Exactly. So, you know, and then us, what's happened is I fear rejection. You know, so a lot of times we suppress a lot of the things that we're feeling and don't speak out about it. And then it creates this wound, and it's carried around with us everywhere that we go. And we feel like if we just don't give it no attention, it don't exist, but it festers and it builds until it's a situation, and then like you said, a person gonna say you should have known better.
Real quick, let's go to another video, man. Let's keep this conversation going. This one, we're going to go into the music industry. My good brother, Chameleonaire, who is huge in the tech world. I'm so glad that he got out of that pimp game and whatnot. You feel me? And he's an intellect, right? He's an intellect. He didn't waste his intellectual prowessness, you know, trying to make words rhyme and dance for niggas. He went into a space where intellects belong. A lot of us don't belong. I mean, you could be a rapper for a few years to jumpstart and to get you, you know, get your name popping. But if your human design, you know, points you in another direction, you're supposed to be an inventor. You're supposed to be an engineer. You're supposed to be a thespian. You're supposed to be something, because that's just one medium of art. Do not get stuck in the fucking dog, trick, and pony show. That's just one medium of art. It does not define you. I consider myself a polyglot, a polymath and whatnot.
Yeah.
I do multiple things. I'm a Renaissance man. If you wanna honor the ancestors, you become a Renaissance man or woman, because they were not one trick ponies. When you read up on them, they were lawyers. They were like warriors. They were inventors. They built their house with their hand and whatnot. You feel me? Some of them were like debaters. You know, they did multiple things. You know what I mean?
I just want to say this while you on that topic. A lot of times these things aren't exposed to us. We don't see them, right? Even in the black exploitation films, like we grow up with Friday being like the hood classic, you know, Boys
Right.
Hood, Menace to Society, New Jack City, you know,
Right.
so we only see ourselves in those positions, so we naturally.
And who's behind those things? Who's behind that?
You already.
All right, let's
Exactly.
go. That part.
Exactly.
Told me, you know, you got to learn how to do this thing called an audit. And I was like, what is that? And then he was like, man, you got to get a lawyer. The state of the music industry is designed to rip off an artist. That's what I believe. I believe that when the check gets handed to an artist, the check is normally not right. The first person that told me this was Nelly. Nelly told me, you know, you got to learn how to do this thing called an audit. And I was like, what is that? And then he was like, man, you got to get a lawyer. And so I searched, I found Jay-Z's auditor, right? And then this guy went and said, I'll do it for, you know, I'm not going to charge you up front. I'm going to take a piece. And I was like, okay. So he goes and he finds over $600,000 that the label hid for me. So I was like, wait a second. Is this the way it always is? He's like, yeah, you got to keep on doing this. So I realized all my peers didn't know this, that, you know, I got into the music industry and thought that when you have a song that's number one, that it just goes magically because your song's good. It's paid. Like, payola is not supposed to be like a thing, but it's real. Like, I had to pay a lot of money to get my record to number one. And I started looking at the music industry differently, and all of my peers, I started focusing more on equity, right? I wasn't the guy that was going out and trying to chase a piece of a show that somebody's going to pay me $10,000 to do. I wanted to get a piece of the actual thing that was holding these buildings up. So I realized all these guys weren't thinking like that. And the way I got off of Universal when they didn't want to let me go is I told them, if you don't let me go, I'm going to go teach all these guys on the label how to do an audit. And they let me go because of that. They didn't want to pay all that money.
Okay. All right. To get out of your deals, to get out of your contracts. If anybody's paying attention to how the music industry works, Cameron had to go up to Sony with a bat. And every day he had to basically, you know, put himself out there, right? Because if we had the internet back then, niggas would have been doing the same thing. Oh, you wildin'. Why you fucking up the money? Counting his pockets, not realizing that he has to make a spectacle out of himself in order to get out of a deal that he's gonna lock him in for life. So Chameleonaire had to threaten to do what? To teach his people, to give them intel, to give them the data, to give these niggas the game. And they said, nah, we're gonna get rid of you. Why do you think the perpetual cycle of young black men and women getting robbed, getting raped, getting pillaged and whatnot has not changed? It has not stopped. None of these young artists get put on by the OGs, right? That's why I agree with the brother 19 Keys that the OGs have failed us, because if they loved us and if they really cared about us, they would have been taught the game. You know, they would have been taught the game, and they not teaching the game. They holding that shit, and they letting people get done dirty.
Oh, there you go. There you go. There you go.
You dig? I think my screen is frozen.
Yes, you a little froze right now.
Right, got me
The
on
frozen,
freeze.
frozen.
You feel me? On freezy freaky. You dig? But yeah, let me see something.
Is it your Wi-Fi? Might need to disconnect from the Wi-Fi.
Nah, my Wi-Fi strong. It's YouTube, you know, doing what they do.
Yeah, no.
Let's go to another video real quick, though. I want to keep these videos going. There's a video right here. Let me see if this is gonna play, and then we could build on these conversations real quick.
Okay, little.
It was against the law to educate ourselves. Yeah, it definitely was against the law to educate ourselves. But we talking about the state of affairs in 2022, right? It's still against the law to educate ourselves, because this man is on the internet trying his best to educate his people, right? Even though it would be considered what they call red pilling, right? He's red pilling his people. It's a shock and awe type of way of teaching the people. You're not teaching the people the way that some of us teach the people with a PowerPoint. You're getting out there and you're just spilling shit out. You know what I mean? I've said it before. He doesn't teach the same as some of our master teachers. He doesn't have that tact with him. He's a motherfucking musician, right? So it'd be like niggas want their musicians to be master teachers. They want their musicians to be revolutionaries. They want the musicians to be drill rap drillers and whatnot. You got to be a killer and shit. Like, goddamn. Y'all be expecting anything from one nigga, but whatever. You know?
Yeah. And then on top of that, a lot of it just has to do with, you know, like you said, the shock factor, you know, because how we learn and how we've been learning and what's been the supreme teacher for us, especially in my generation, has been the music. You feel what I'm saying? We know,
Hell yeah.
we know a song like the back of our hand, the better.
Pardon me.
Nah, you good, you good, you good. But yeah, we know a song like the back of our hand better than we know, you know, the chemistry test that we were just studying for last week. And that's the big part. That's the big part of how we're paradigm shifting. You know what I'm saying? Because the thing about it, it's a whole group of people out here right now. Like, it's like Facebook, Twitter,
TikTok.
Instagram, TikTok. Now, if you go on TikTok and you see the things that they're saying about Kanye West, it's like, oh, he's returned. Christ is, you know what I'm saying? Like the young kids, they own it. You feel me? It's the people that see Instagram, it's like 50-50.
Right.
Facebook, he done lost his mad love.
Oh, that.
You
yeah,
know
but niggas, but they the auntie and uncle say, oh, he's done. Like all of the fake Negro outrage niggas. You know, Facebook is a trauma bond. That shit is like a trauma bond sleepover.
For real.
It's hell's rejects on Facebook, right? Like, nah, dead ass. There was a video that I'm gonna play that was on Brother Rich's channel that he had an elder come through, right? One of the elders from Stone Mountain. And this elder has some beautiful shit to say about me and my brother, bro. And 35,000 motherfuckers saw that shit, bro. And nobody inboxed me the video. Nobody texted me the video. Nobody did. Nobody said nothing to me about this man saying that me and my brother was angels and whatnot in the flesh. Wow. And that we the red and the blue Kachina. But let him got on Brother Richard's show and was like, yo, red and blue pill, they some fucking fuck niggas. I don't like them niggas. Oh, my shit would have been flooded because these niggas love to trauma bomb with me. Mm-hmm. The Facebook niggas be in my inbox giving me old trauma videos from like 5 years. You niggas don't think I saw that? Like Facebook niggas be late on everything. Like they just sending out videos about fucking they just sending videos out about fucking, you know, Travis Scott's concert and whatnot that took place about a year ago. Like, what world do they live in? Yeah, they that's the quantum, that's the multiverse, Facebook.
Yeah, so it's just like, cause I can even be in a room and someone, like I can be on a room on Clubhouse, and that's a trauma bonding space as well. But I can be in a room like that and I can hear people on stage say things like, well, on my timeline, I haven't seen anybody speak up for Kanye or the things that he's saying. And then I can say, well, on my timeline, that's all I see. You feel me? So it's just about what frequency are you tuned into. You know what I'm saying? What you do frequently determines your frequency. So the fact that a lot of people are not able to digest or even receive what is happening right now just shows that they're stagnated. And what's happening is the earth is cleansing itself right now through, and it's all these plagues and everything that's going on, because in this new reality, this 5D that's happening, if you either with it or you gone. You feel me?
You either with it or you gone. You know what I mean? And it just showed me, like I said, that example right there. Yo, that shit right there, what I was just saying with the elder, that shit had me sit down with my wife, and I was like, yo, I'm leaving social media. I hit 100K on Instagram yesterday. I'm like, I'm leaving this shit, bro. Cause all these niggas is invested in is bad news. Like the bad news travels faster than the speed of light. Good news
owns it. Who
is on good news travels on a fucking martyr. That shit got a martyr card. Yeah, who owns it? Who owns the algorithm? But at the end of the day, it's not even them people, it's my people. If somebody says something about if somebody says something that prolific about you, I'm calling you up right away. If we on Clubhouse and I hear somebody big you up like that, I'm going to tell you immediately. If somebody says something negative about you, I'm really not gonna tell you, bro. Because I don't want to fuck your day up like that. Because I don't want to drag you into that, and I don't want to be tethered to the bad news. I'm like, shit, I'll let them find out about that shit, and we'll handle that together. But it ain't gonna come from my mouth.
Right. And like you said, we can't even blame them. Then we in the wrong in that case, because we already know how the system works. We know how people's minds work because they've been conditioned like that. We'd rather see somebody break a chair than make one. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just how our minds have been programmed. And because of that, you know, we don't praise certain things. And because of us not praising certain things, it allows social credit to come in for us to say, okay, I'm gonna choose what's not good for me because it's going to give me something monetarily.
Right. Let me go ahead and play one of these videos because the shit was stuck for a minute, but we could play a video real quick. All right. Let's see what the dog got to say.
Oh, but Jewish folks most certainly have a history of violence and oppression. Black people do not have a history of oppression and violence towards Jews. We've never burned any synagogues.
Never.
We've never lynched any Jews. And we've never taken jobs away from Jews just because we didn't like what they had to say. Oh, but Jewish folks most certainly have a history of violence and oppression towards black folks. Let's deal with it. The Anti-Defamation League is notorious for labeling black folks anti-Semitic. But let's take a look at the ADL's founder. Leo Frank is one of the founding fathers of the ADL. This man murdered a white child and blamed 2 black folks. His lawyer didn't want any Negro evidence presented in open court, and he's quoted as saying, "If you put a nigger in a hopper, he'll drip lies." Oh, this truth hurt, don't it? Judah P. Benjamin. Who is he? Judah P. Benjamin was a Jewish lawyer and enslaver of 140 human beings on his Louisiana plantation. He was vice president of the Confederacy and its secretary of war. So significant was Benjamin to the slaveholders that his picture was on Confederate money. This man was on their bread. Check this out. After the Civil War, Benjamin fled America, taking multiple bales of cotton with him in order to finance his life in exile. He used these slave-picked cotton profits to invest in a newly forming terrorist group known as the Ku Klux Klan. So if you think I'm here to tell you that the founder of the KKK was Jewish, you damn right. Ye shall know the truth.
Oh my goodness. Hold on. Bombs.
He cooking.
I need my bombs, goddamn.
About the issues he has with potentially racist and stultifying Jews in the industry, which is what going DEFCON 3 on Jewish people translates to in Ebonics. Anti-Semitism, but I feel like it won't be. But this is what I wrote. Jews are 2.4% of the population, but 35% of the Forbes 400. African Americans are 13.6% of the population, but only 0.5% of the Forbes 400. Instead of listening to the wealthiest and most outspoken black man in the media about the issues he has with potentially racist and stultifying Jews in the industry, which is what going DEFCON 3 on Jewish people translates to in Ebonics, he is completely excoriated. 92% of U.S. Jews identify as white. Israel is known to suffer from intense racial discrimination against its Arab, Mizrahi, and Ethiopian communities. To destroy the life of a black man who says he's going to speak up about the oppression African Americans face from white capitalist owners is insanely racist and problematic. I wish Abraham Joshua Heschel was alive today to deal with this. What I think he would do is meet with Kanye and allow him to air his grievances and acknowledge the problematic power imbalance between Jews and African Americans in media and American society. He would encourage Jews and their allies to take what Kanye says to heart and to see this as a renewed call to anti-racism in all of our society, to support African Americans in their quest to have a seat at the table, and for Jewish people to help African Americans get there. Remember, Jewish Americans have an average net worth of $150,890, and African Americans have an average net worth of $24,000. Beating on Kanye for talking about that only reveals your racism. Have a nice day.
You know, sometimes I gotta let them people say it because it just hit differently. You know what I mean? And ultimately, the best thing that could come out of this teacher moment and the best thing that could come out of this argument that is taking place that has no ending in sight is a public debate. I foresee a public debate amongst our best scholars and their best scholars. Why not take it to the school of scholastic thought? Why not remove ourselves from these name-calling marathons and whatnot? They try to come up with every single name to defame a person. And why not face your accuser with the truth? Because the truth owes no apology. So 2 things that could be debated is who are the Jews, right? There's historical, empirical evidence that will place God's children back in the rightful seat that they belong in, because the suffering is taking place too long, and we're in a day and time where the motherfucking end is near. So this has been prophesied. We will clash and bump heads with those people who are trying to assume an identity that doesn't belong to them, because there's a conflict of interest amongst both of our parties, because we see ourselves as the messianic ones And they see themselves as the messianic ones. They're waiting for a Messiah. And they don't want the Messiah to look like us. And we're waiting for a Messiah. And we know our Messiah looks like us. So if they control the music industry where the frequencies and the vibrations are programming our people, it is a conflict of interest if they were ever to promote any one of us being the Messiah, because that would cancel them out. And the next topic in the debate that I would definitely be willing to be a participant in and would clear the air is this indictment about them having a hand not only in the music industry. The brother Panic did an episode, a show on his channel where he said the CIA created hip hop. My question to him would be well, God damn it, who the fuck is the CIA if that's the case? Because them people are in bed with these people. They didn't create, the small hats didn't create Hollywood on their own. The small hats didn't create hip hop on their own. You know what I'm talking about? It's a lot of hands in that motherfucking pot. So yes, it is CIA backed and whatnot, but their handlers, let's talk plantation talk. The overseers of the plantation is the people that we're talking about right now. You know? So that's where a debate would definitely benefit to bring the truth out. And I really highly doubt that they will be willing to come to the table and stand up and take those shots, because there's something that they're hiding something. If it's not evident that they're hiding something, motherfuckers need to get their contacts checked.
Yeah, and I also say this, just for me as an artist, that came from a certain vibration and reversed the curse that was placed upon himself, by being the change that he sought to see.
Right.
And not going out and pointing the finger, because we can point the finger, we can say, yeah, they doing this, they doing that, you know what I'm saying? But we have to take the accountability within ourselves.
Definitely.
So and create our own so that we control our own, because the only way someone can have power or jurisdiction over you is if you give it to them.
That's the only way.
That shit a choice, just like slavery. You feel what I'm saying? So if you're choosing to give your likeness away, to give, who you are as a person away for some dollars and some fiat currency, then that's on you. You're a traitor in my eyes. You know what I'm saying? I was a traitor. I had to understand that, but I took it upon myself to say I got a responsibility to do better for me now that I know better. You know what I'm saying? And then we gotta hold ourselves accountable too and say, okay, cool. They're promoting a certain genre of artists, and they're allowing these people to, control the minds of the people. Then what we're going to do is we're not going to play it. Like, even at the Royal Chamber, that's something that you all speak about, firmly, and y'all stand on it. You know what I'm saying? About changing the frequency of the music. And that's where it shifts. It shifts in the perspective for someone to see something outside of that, that's working, that's productive, that's moving. You know what I'm saying? And that can be like, oh, okay. And some people can choose this route, because at the end of the day, what works for me may not work for you, and what worked for them may not work for me. You know what I'm saying? I'm not against the drill music. I'm not against any of it, because it's an authentic expression of what someone is going through, and I want someone to be able to freely express themselves and be able to learn and grow from it. But we have to actually have things out here for people to be able to go to.
Right.
We gotta have the mental health, the holistic centers, all of these things, that the education. We have to provide these things. We can't keep complaining about people doing and reverting to violence and crime and killing if it's no other outlets. What else I'm gonna do, my nigga? This all I know.
That's a fact.
So who are you to tell me different? I'm not even listening to you, because obviously what I'm doing is working to some extent. I was able to get this. So then that's where the separation and the division come in with the older generation and the younger generation. you know, because there was nobody actually there to guide them. Somebody had, like, we came up with these solutions on our own. You feel what I'm saying?
Super facts.
So it's like, bro, you weren't there to begin with. Why you coming around now when, you know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
And we seen this in the Memphis culture.
Right. Can you elaborate on that?
Yeah, go ahead.
No, can you elaborate on the Memphis culture?
Oh, yeah. Somebody was calling me.
You good? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so the Memphis culture, growing up, you know, our OGs and things of that nature, they had a sort of disdain for the upcoming generation because we were kind of like rebels. You know what I'm saying? We was doing it our own way. And it was times where we would reach out to the older generation, and instead of helping, they would use certain tactics. Like, I done had old niggas like literally like hate, throw subliminals, and I looked up to these people. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And it's like, dang, bro.
Yeah, welcome to the club. Me too.
I'm like, dang, bro. It's like that. You literally view me as competition because that's how you've literally been taught. You know what I'm saying? And it's like pretty much the blind leading the blind. And it's like hurt people. You feel me? So now, because you're doing that, you know what I'm saying? Because you haven't been properly loved and you haven't been properly nurtured. Now it's creating a reaction within me that makes me want to defend myself. You know what I'm saying? Because what the you know what I'm saying? What I do to you, my G? You know, and then so when we amass a certain amount of success and those people can help us, they don't come to help. They don't come to help because now it's like an internal beef. You feel me? And you know, that's even what happened with Yo Gotti and Dolph.
And Dolph, right.
You know, Gotti had many opportunities to sign Dolph earlier on in his career, you know. But once Dolph became this independent powerhouse, you know, and he
didn't need him
off no more. You feel me?
Right.
So you couldn't little boy him no more.
Right.
So it was a different conversation when you talking to him. And because that it didn't go well, and people feel like they have some type of superior or seniority over you, that creates another friction.
Right. Right. Understood. Definitely. You know, that's like, I feel that's an age-old situation, you know what I mean, that we've been dealing with since the beginning of times. And it has the opportunity to be thwarted, you know, with participation from both sides, but it's not going to happen overnight. You know, it's not gonna happen overnight. You know what I mean? We need positive examples of OGs really pouring into the youth and making a way for them, and then getting out the way, you know, and letting them do what they came here to do. You know, that is of utmost importance. Yeah, somebody said drop a bomb. Yeah, I don't have my sound effects hooked up right now. They was giving me some audio issues, but yeah, Source already know we're gonna edit the bomb in there. I got this song that I want to play by my good brother Cash Flow Harlem. Somebody needs to sign him to an independent deal because he out here working, you know what I mean? And you know, in my humble opinion, in the future, going back to the conversation I was just having with you about the elders or the OGs making a way for the youth, instead of us having to run to these labels that are, you know, loan sharks, or, you know what I mean, banks and whatnot. The OGs have the task of collectively pooling resources and being the ones that are going to sign these young artists or these young acts to a pub deal, distribution deal, something beneficial where you don't got to sign your life away to these goddamn labels. You don't have to, I mean, you know what I mean? Like no man gotta own another man for their whole life. That shit don't even make sense. So now we live in an era of smart contracts that'll do away with all of that fuck shit. You know, DAOs, smart contracts, the blockchain, like all of these technologies are really here to help break the monotony of the shit that we've been seeing going on. Because like Sauce said, we are in a 5D reality. We're not, this is the great motherfucking reset. All of this pain that motherfuckers went through in 2022 was a birthing pain. You know what I mean? We're on another level right now. We're not dealing with this old monotony, this old dinosaur that never served anybody. You know what I mean? We're changing it in real time. So even with the sacrifice that Kanye West has given us, because it is a sacrifice, and it could turn into the sacrifice. The biggest sacrifice is the blood sacrifice. It could even evolve into something like that, because that's how far he's willing to go with it. He's already invoked it. He's already said it out his mouth. He already called for it.
Yeah, he called for that one. He
did. He did.
The thing about that is Kanye's in a situation where he's been in bed with these people, so it's his place to speak out about it because he's literally in cahoots with these people, right?
Literally.
But for us, it's for us to observe that and say, we're not even going to go into these avenues, into these fields, into these lanes to even deal with these people. You know what I'm saying? We're going to continue to do what we're doing and set boundaries and integrity and have a sense of morality within what we're creating for ourselves so that we don't allow that around us. Because the thing about it is, before I could even start designing clothes, before I could start being an author, before I could be someone that, you know, sold these book tapes or whatever the case may be, I had to be a student of that. You know, I had to live that every day, you know. So it's like, once we start saying, okay, no, I'm not going to play the bullshit music that's promoting a certain thing, and then every time somebody get in your car and play, you like, nah, that ain't what we doing here, my G. You know what I'm saying? It's simple things like that will shift the narrative.
Yeah, Black Lives Matter. Play some positive shit. You know what I mean? For everybody.
Not that blackity black shit. No, not that. Please don't play that. That is trash. Do not.
But the artists that are out here with the perfect balance, Sauce Guards of the world, the Lizzie Jeffs of the world, the Cambadas and whatnot, Black Magic, Twin Pillars, like there's a list of names that people need to become highly familiar with that could even help shift this shit real fast. I've been to some of their stage shows. They're ready. They're fucking ready. The only person that they're waiting for is the people. I don't know who the people are. I know that there's 570 watchers and listeners right now, but I don't know them. You know what I mean? So I can't address, when I speak to the people, it's almost like me, you know, when your paper towel run out and it's just the paper towel, you could make an echo noise. Yeah. I'm just really speaking into that. Me and my son be having fun making noises with that shit. Like, I don't know who the fuck is listening to me. I don't know. The only people that I know that's serious is when they show up to the Zoom when we do lectures. That's those people are that's the cream of the crop of this whole experience right here. Because those people, they matter because they're like, yo, we showing up for the real work. There's shit that I want to say on YouTube right now that I can't even say. There's slides that I want to show. There's conversations I want to have. I want to talk about the Franks and the Sabians, which is a demonic set of these small hats that y'all don't even know about. This running shit. I can't even talk about them because the minute I say too many things, then my channel is gonna get dropped. Because Liar Cohen is running YouTube. I can't talk about what the CIA did to infiltrate reggae and how they knocked off Peter Tosh and Bob Marley. And he got killed by a Nazi doctor in real time. Like, this is not speculation. They don't talk. They don't give you the real story about Bob Marley, and it's not even a story that it's not conspiracy. He got the CIA put a fucking they sent them a pair of boots with a wire in this shit, right? And when he put the boots on, because they already tried to shoot him up, right? They had the hitmen come and spray up his house and whatnot. That didn't work. So they sent him something that gave him, it pricked his foot and gave him cancer. When he got cancer, he went to New York. He was performing and whatnot. And he was basically, running out of energy and whatnot. He collapsed in Central Park. When he collapsed in Central Park, they basically was like, you got brain cancer, right? Here comes all of the names. Shout out to Roy Honcho, because the same way that I could watch one of these drill videos, like I'll watch a video and they'll tell me about all of the drill rappers, and then I know who to go watch. I'll be like, I don't know who the fuck Quando Rondo was. I don't know who this nigga was. Who the fuck is Quando? But then I'm like, let me go see what he talking about. So we need in this community, and I had a conversation with Survey about this, and me and you, I think I briefly brought it up to you. We don't have reaction videos. When niggas drop videos, we don't got reaction videos. Y'all love us so much. Where your reaction videos? We don't have videos giving no backstories about none of the artists. I be looking for shit. I don't see nobody dedicating none, but the white boys is giving you full-on documentaries. Hidden Colors production.
Hey, Red, let's start it.
We gonna start it. I already had the conversation.
Bro. I've been bro. I love it. I love it.
Prop. All of these new songs, not even new songs. I need niggas to go back and listen to Scorpion King from 2016 and do a reaction video. Because the shit has aged well.
Yeah, get familiar with the catalog. I love that.
Right. I need the Matrix Dropout from Source Guard. I need y'all reaction to this shit. Like, really give it up. The same way that you see the knuckle draggers giving it up. You got to do better than them.
And a lot of it, what I'm saying is, like, we have the vision to create that. When I first stepped foot into what people would call the spiritual community, I seen like so much potential, even with, the master teachers and things of that nature, and just giving them a platform to come through and teach the children, and then having it expand, because a lot of those teachers are artists themselves, you know what I'm saying, and allowing myself to write the songs for them and have them perform them for the students and things of that nature, and just growing it from there. Even the sense of what you're talking about with reaction videos, I see that in the platform of how we used to even do mixtapes. So now instead of the mixtape having drama, you know what I'm saying, it got Sensei Nine on that joint, giving you the esoteric knowledge behind the numbers, and I'm having a song talking about angel numbers, but he on the beginning and the end going deeper into it. You feel what I'm saying?
Right. The same way that drama is edging on, shit that he's not a part of. Drama's not a gangster. He don't come from that. His mama is white. No disrespect to anybody with a white mama. I'm just saying, him and DJ Cannon, when I was in Atlanta back in 97, 98, 99, and they was on Clark, they not about that life. So once again, you got these nerds, right, who should be doing something else with their life. You dig what I'm saying? Whose station in life was not just to be a fucking mixtape DJ. They taking up space. Because they should be doing other things. And when you get people like academics, those were like the first kind of academics. Kanye West could have been that type of person who wasn't comfortable in his skin and was not trying to be the smartest nigga in the room, and dimmed his lights and try to go along with the knuckle draggers and enhance the knuckle draggedness, right? So he was doing that by making beats, but he kept crying out, I got something to say. I need to speak. I'm a rapper. I got something to say. I got a fucking message. He put on for the LBG. Nobody even brings up the fact that he did an interview on MTV, and he put on for the Rainbow Coalition. You know what I mean? He was the first one that stood up for them. Before he said George Bush don't like black people. He was that square dude. He was the pussy in the pink polo who really stood up. Back then, do you know what kind of career suicide that was in 03? Niggas they would have beat you with bottles to death. That was the baggy clothes era. Niggas wasn't trying to hit none of that weird shit, bro. Right. Like, he put on for who he wanted to put on. That's what he wanted to do. He's free to do anything in this world. People don't even realize that we live because of social media, everybody is free to do what the fuck they want to do. 2002, 2003, 2004, you couldn't do that. You talk about groupthink, nigga. Go back in those days and times, niggas was wearing 5X t-shirts. You originally wore 34 waist and you was wearing a 40 waist, nigga. Looking crazy. You gonna talk about groupthink. Niggas was looking crazy all together. And we've broken out of that. And this man who people are persecuting, because what is he doing? He's still red pilling you niggas. He's still doing what he came in the door doing. I remember I'm on the road on a meow. A meow is when you go boosting, right? We out there doing criminal activity. Yeah. We out there getting cotton reparations from out the malls, these white people malls, 2003 or something in Connecticut. Nigga, we hear Jesus walks. I'm like, if y'all don't turn that shit off and turn on some DJ Clue, what the fuck is this? Nigga, I got red pilled in the car on the way to doing some fucking, taking penitentiary chances. And the same red pilling that he did at that point, he's still red pilling niggas right now. Mm-hmm. But if you're able to get past, that's why I said this is a pop quiz. It was a quiz like we used to have in school to test you niggas' temperature to see, did you learn what was being taught all of these years? Because to be honest with you, the conscious community, what's testing them? Where's your pop quiz? Who do we know? How can we collectively take a test to see where we are in our growth and development? If it's not these celebrities and their shenanigans or hot button topics or shit that's going on, to see how you are going to react and how you see it. How do you see this shit, man? I want to know how you see it.
Yeah, that's one of the things that I seen coming in. You ask a lot of these people, what's their 5-year or 10-year plan? They don't have one. They don't see past today. It's lacking vision. It's lacking that imagination, that creates the nation that we see for ourselves. So it's just about grounding ourselves in that reality, bro. So I'm so grateful that, you revived the Facts Initiative, because now is the time. You heard
him on an interview. He kept saying facts, the facts, the fact. I'm like, come on now. You know what I mean? You have to give me some motherfucking royalties on that, brother. You know what I'm talking about? I'm glad that it's been revived. I'm glad that I didn't just have to revive it by myself. The Facts Initiative is not about red pill. The Facts Initiative is about it's about the Facts Initiative. It's about whoever's down with the initiative. It's about the food, the art, the clothing. How did Kanye become a billionaire, Sauce?
The clothing, your shoes,
right, which is the clothing. Mm-hmm. Right, to the point where they said when he lost the deal, he no longer was that status and whatnot. Just to go to show anybody that's listening, right? Anybody that's watching, because the same thing that he did with sneakers, you could do with underwear, tank tops, socks, t-shirts, jeans, bucket hats, jewelry, whatever you want to do. It's really about your vision. I was listening to The Life of Pablo from that old album, which to me was his best work before.
I like the Dark Twisted Fantasy is my favorite joint.
Right. But you could tell that they compromised his artistic integrity after they basically renditioned him and put him on the meds and flipped him and did whatever they did and spirit cooked him, because everything else after that album is inferior. Sound and energy. I'm an energy, sound, frequency type of motherfucker. You know what I mean? I could tell that you're going through something based off of your sound frequencies, because one of the things that man you can't fake that. It be in you and it's not on you. So if there's a song that we did, Like when we started recording, I was going through some shit, bro.
Mm-hmm.
I was going through some shit with my heart. It was some shit on my heart that was very heavy, that I was going through a phase, and the music reflects that.
Facts.
Versus when I did my facts verse, and I know where I'm at in my growth and development and my healing and whatnot. I know the difference. You dig what I'm saying?
Nah, I want to commend you on that too, because I see the growth in just your expression, bro. You know, and from each song that we do, you feel what I'm saying? Like
right.
I can hear how committed you are to the growth. You know what I'm saying? And how you want to be there. And this is something that is happening. It's not going to happen. It's happening. You know, sharpening your sword every time that you go in, bro. I want to commend you on that, because each verse get harder every time.
Nah, I appreciate you, and that got you play a part in that. You know what I mean? In this journey that I'm on, you know, you definitely play a part as the inspiration and somebody who's been very patient, and you know, just somebody that I saw working in the studio, and I'm like, yeah, son is on his shit. You know what I mean? It's almost like being in a gym and you got somebody that you spot with, and like, you know, they just inspire you to go beast mode.
Yeah.
So that part. I want to play this clip now that we're talking about the music, just to share with the audience the power of the word, right? And how the word has evolved, right? So we don't have to say, oh, I only listen to this type of music, I can't get with that type of music. No, we here to teach through the sound. We here to teach through the arts. We here to teach through everything that we do. As a matter of fact, I could teach people with clothing. And you know, when I started out Kings County, I wasn't on the microphone like that. I was just a nigga that was mad fly with the motherfucking Egyptian shit on. You feel me? And I was teaching people just by showing up.
Thanks.
You know, so the power is in the tongue. The power is in you, your expression, the way that you put on, the shit that you put on. It's in you and it's not on you. Man make the clothes. Clothes don't make the man. You feel me? That's age old. Like everybody know that. So this right here is my good brother Cashflow Harlem. Once again, like I was saying, and somebody said signed independent. Yes, but sign independent to where you're not owned. You could sign and I don't have to own you. We could be partners. We could be partners. I don't have to take 98% of the proceeds and give you 2. That's not a partnership.
Oh shit.
The owner of the label is not making 0.00001 on a fucking 1 cent on a stream. That's not what he's making. That's what the talent is making. But the management is coming away with the big bag.
Mm-hmm.
So the restructuring is about fairness, and it's about equity, and it's about balance. That's what the argument is about. You know what I mean? So here we go. This is a song about Adidas.
Ironically, Adidas formed early. Boys and girls, listen up. There's a little history about Adidas. Yup, way before the Yeezys, the man would get hectic. Before dropping Ye for being anti-Semitic. Ironically, Adidas formed early by 2 brothers from Mount Germany, Adolf Adi Dassler and Rudolf, who were not soldiers. Adi Dassler, Adidas connected. Okay, back to the message. Actually, the Adidas headquarters was used as a Nazi munition factory. 2 cold sheesh, they'll soon go be supplying youth sports league. Supply them in the Olympics games. Okay, now this is when the black folks came into play. The oldest next were going, approaching, then young Jesse Owens with great persuasion, humble persistence, got him to wear the shoes at the Summer Olympics. Won 4 gold medals and handmade spikes. At this point, Adidas earned their stripes, shining prominently, seen and out on the feet on athletes like Muhammad Ali. Float like a butterfly, sting like a bee. At this point, they became a thing on the streets, worn by street legends, big top hustlers. This was during the growth of hip-hop culture, when Run DMC first started to come up. MTV, Rolling Stones covers, First rap stars, prominent leaders. Drop the smash, my Adidas. Causing the jump prevail. Run DMC, help them run up themselves. 3 young men in 3 stripes. Fashion, it's like every other rapper just had to have them. Expanded. Endorsements. Came this close to signing Jordan. But years later signed Kobe. Well, it's Serena. Well, what is that teacher? We got power to run it up. These companies nothing without us. Let's get the acronym correct. American dollars is due to African success. That's how the game is played. Now we got the answers. Don't sway your way from the truth, the facts, cause we are the leaders. No, literally, these is my Adidas.
Woo! And the breaks that y'all heard in the song is because he was saying Nazi. So they were blocking that out. You know what I mean? I didn't mix the song. I just got it from the gram and whatnot. But every time you heard a break in the song, it's because he dropped the word Nazi. So Adidas sponsored Nazi Hitler Youth. Adidas or Adidas and whatnot, they were behind the Nazi party. And so was Puma, right? They're German. One of the reasons why homie was like, they can't drop me for saying anything anti, Semitic and whatnot, but yeah. So one of the reasons why they were quick to get rid of him, and it's going to come out, and I promise you, is because Liar Cohen was one of the people who brought Adidas to Run DMC and got them that deal. So there's a conflict of interest. So I'm sure he was making that phone call to tell them, look, I need you to do what's right, you know what I mean, and get this nigga up out of here and whatnot. And we don't need Adidas no more. They were not necessarily the ones who designed the Yeezys. That's the most fire shoe that ever came out that company. All of the motherfucking designs and colorways. That's a fact. And if any of you niggas want to get rid of your Yeezys, I'm gonna give you a P.O. box. You know what I'm talking about? And send them shits my way. And to be honest with you, for anybody that's a collector, you wouldn't be a goofy nigga celebrating it, because if you got 10 boxes of Yeezys that are unworn that you bought for $150 or $200, guess how much money them shits are gonna be worth? They talking about TJ Maxx is not carrying Yeezy. When the fuck did TJ Maxx carry Yeezy? Talk black to me. Any of the sneaker stores that are not carrying Yeezys, they're excited right now because they know on a resale market these are gonna be triple the price. We live in a consumer run fucking world, bro. Like, shit is not gonna go, those are collector's items now. The price is going up. Yesterday's price, not today's price. You know what I'm talking about?
We gotta start giving niggas astronomical prices that they just like, yeah, I'm just gonna not even fuck with them. You know what I'm saying?
You feel me?
I can see the new songs. I can see all of that. The My Athletics. The Sia collectives. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right. Like
right now, like, we only do business with those of us who look like us. You feel me? And move like us and have the same mindset as us, and we're making that the new cool. Like you said, just by you showing up, bro. I see y'all in the fit, and I gotta hit up Afro. I'm like, dang, bro, you ain't tell me you had this colorway. You know what I'm saying?
We get the exclusive sometimes. You know what I'm saying?
I be, dang, you hold it now.
Yeah, I'm talking about.
I love it.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I love it too. Real quick, I'm gonna give the family a little. Let me see. I'm gonna share my screen. This is some of the stuff that I've been working on. Let me see. So this is gonna be on Sunday. Can you see the presentation? Source?
Yes, I can see it. Yep, I can see it.
Right. So, yeah, I'm hypnotizing you niggas. Don't worry about the sound. You're getting hypnotized. Yeah, man. So yes, 11 a.m. Eastern on Sunday. Ye are gods. And this is not about Kanye, as you can see. This is about your God body.
Oh, did you see the Black Adam joint yet?
I'm about to see it. I'm about to see it soon. Blue saw it though. That's Birth of a Nation right there. We're gonna get into that in the lecture. And this is about the Chinese social credit system. So if you don't think what's taking place right now is the beginning of a social credit system, the fact that they kicking niggas out the bank, closing accounts and doing all kind of stuff because of what you say out your mouth, if you don't think that you're moving closer to China, if you don't think a social credit system is going to come out of this whole thing, then I don't know what channel you've been watching, because that's definitely where we're going with it. You're going to have your credit. It's already, Kanye, this is his social credit that they're dealing with. So one segment of my dissertation, this will not be my whole segment and whatnot, but I'm going to get into how the CIA infiltrated reggae dance hall. Well, reggae and invented dance hall, because there was no dance hall, but when Bob Marley and Peter Tosh and them was out there making revolutionary music, helping to free continents on Africa just based off of his music. There wasn't the slackness that you see in Jamaica. The infiltration of Jamaica by the CIA with Ciega and the quote unquote proliferation of weapons and things of that nature, where they basically created a third world out that country. You dig what I'm saying? And they killed the freedom fighters that were in that country making music, and then brought people in like Yellow Man and all of that. Yeah, that was all a part of the plan, right? Because those same people, the same people that the CIA were getting to kill Bob Marley, the same drug dealers that they were raising up in Jamaica, they sent them to America with suitcases full of cocaine and Uzis, and those are the shower posses, Vivian Coke and all of them, and they start running up bodies and shit like that, and then you see the motherfucking nightmare of the crack era begin in New York and whatnot. How the Mossad infiltrated hip-hop. Everybody talk about the CIA. Nobody want to talk about the Mossad and how that ties in with Liar Cohen. How the feds took over the hip-hop police. How the CIA infiltrated Hollywood. Niggas want to talk about the CIA behind hip-hop, but how about the fact that the CIA has offices in Hollywood? It's not even a secret. You got to run your script through the CIA if you deal with anything in Hollywood, and it's dealing with military, it's dealing with espionage, it's dealing with any of that shit. Even if you borrow their vehicles and their weaponry, the CIA has to approve your script. So the CIA have their hands at 800 TV shows and over 500 movies that many of us watched and enjoyed. One of the most prominent is Argo, right? And Zero Below. What's the shit about Bin Laden? The 030 movie. That was all CIA, right? Who are the Sabians and the Franks? Who are the most powerful Jewish families in hip hop? You know what I mean? So I'm not gonna run through the whole lecture, but we'll touch on some things. Harvey Weinstein. Nobody wants to talk about Harvey Weinstein and his role. That's Jay-Z's main man and whatnot, and the role that he played with the raping and the abuse in Hollywood, taking advantage of women like Lupita and a whole bunch of people and whatnot, and how he was behind, and he represents, like Kanye said, when we get arrested, it's just one, if they stop the car, all of us get locked up. You know what I mean? We all get it. But if one of us wins an award, it's just us. But with them, if one of them get locked up, if the Einsteins and the Weinsteins get locked, the Epsteins and the Weinsteins, it's just them. It's not the whole group. But what Ye is saying is, no, fuck that. It's all you niggas. Like, y'all all down with the same thing. Let's stop playing, and let's stop playing. Let's stop nitpicking, because that's not how you do us. Y'all don't do us like that. Y'all put us all in a motherfucking pot. You know what I mean? We're going to break down what the DEFCON 3 is. DEFCON 3 is force readiness increased above normal levels, right? DEFCON 2 is nuclear war, is near nuclear war, and DEFCON 1 is nuclear. So all he was saying is, I'm getting ready to go in on these Jews and whatnot. I'm protecting myself, right? Increase regional tensions with possible force. Increase in force readiness. So by him just saying, I'm getting ready, he got his shit blocked and whatnot. Motherfuckers is still in their feeling about DEFCON 3 when that's not even, nigga, DEFCON 1, cock pistol. That's when it's going down, my nigga. That's war, okay? So they're on DEFCON 2 and 1 on this nigga right now. All he said was DEFCON 3. Revolt. Of course, the co-founder is you know who or you know what. You know what I'm talking about? It's not owned by your mans and them. He's just the face. You dig what I'm saying? He's just the face, okay? We're going to talk about these people right here because this is of high importance. If you don't know who they are, you're going to find out in a lecture. You need to know who they are so you stop saying the Jews, the Jews, the Jews. Nah, you need to get more specific. Like people was telling him, say some motherfucking names, be more specific. It's not just the Jews. It's these people who have usurped that quote unquote organization. They're the ones that are putting in a lot of that demonic work in places like the porn industry, Hollywood, and all of these other places where a lot of blood sacrifices taking place. But you know, that's just a glimpse. You know what I'm saying? That's just a glimpse. The link is in the bio. I'm gonna close this episode out. We at the 2-hour mark. I'm gonna play this clip from the elder who was on Brother Rich's channel. He has some profound things to say about me and Blue Pill, and I never shy away from somebody saying something positive about myself. You know what I'm talking about? I don't fuck with the negative shit because I don't give energy to no fuckery and whatnot. But when somebody has something to say positive, and I know that that's something that the audience should really hear because he knows what he's talking about, he's tapped in, you know what I mean? It's my duty to share that. So before we play that, is there anything that you want to leave them with? I know you got something coming up too, right, Sauce?
Yeah, man, but I definitely want to, man, give you your flowers on, you know, how you even put your PowerPoints and dissertations together, just even looking at that and just the little information that you just gave us. I'm like, what? For real?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then you actually getting intricate and getting into the details of what each of these things mean. And like you said, you getting to the names of it. So man, I just want
right. The teacher moment. You know, I'm gonna use this moment to just enlighten our people so we can edify one another and, you know, not be quote unquote ignorant to anything that we don't have to be ignorant, because I'm actually sharing power, because intelligence coming out of the mouth of that man, people is worried about the billions and whatnot, or the billionaire status, and he told you where the real power is. It's not in the fiat. They didn't take away his intelligence. I promise you that he's learning more from this situation than he did coming into it. He's not becoming stupider. He's becoming more enlightened. So the name of the game, and the people were going to get it when we long and gone. They're going to realize that when it's too late to be realized, is that we are adding value to every single person that we come into contact with. I don't take nothing from nobody. I add on. I'm giving y'all these jewels, and the fact that I've been able to fashion my delivery to whereas I could share my information and almost give it out like niggas give out money, man. It's a beautiful thing, bro.
Let's go, bro. I'm gonna definitely have to slide through on that one for sure. I need that. You did. I'm about to pull up. But
yes,
yeah,
sir.
man, follow me at the Sauce Guy 901. That's Instagram, that's Twitter, that's Clubhouse. I have classes on Clubhouse every Wednesday, bills on Clubhouse every Wednesday, and then Saturday we have our intro classes with the School of Sauce. This Saturday at 12 p.m. we're actually having a necromancy intro class. So communication with the dead, understanding how to communicate with your ancestors and things of that nature. And you gonna be teaching on that one. Yeah, and I just dropped a project called The Rebirth. Go get that. It's out on all streaming platforms in November got that United We Stand featuring the Pillars on that thing. We got Sir, and we got Lizzie Jeff on it. We got Illuminati Congo. We got Coach Marie. We got Free Soul. We got Lava. We got D-Rock. Hey man, anybody in the spiritual community, they pulled up, they showed out. And this is where you can get your information on who popping, you know, who you can go listen to, who you can get to enchant your mind with.
My bad.
Who you can get to enchant your mind with, and not have to listen to the other
redundancy, the monotony, the chitlins, you know what I mean? The motherfucking, you know.
Hey, we gotta shoot some videos while we here too. We gotta shoot a video to that Immortal joint ASAP.
Right. And meditation.
Oh yeah, and
meditation.
Yep. So that's me, man. Appreciate you for bringing me on your platform. It's an honor every time.
You done know, man. You already. It was an honor of mine to introduce you, because I'm sure that there's some new people out there that you know, they're gonna tap into the source. He got motion, y'all. He got a lot of shit going on. You'll benefit from tapping in with the young God, and his heart is pure. The last episode he did on his Clubhouse with my good brother, Oyi, aka Coach Kayer. For any of y'all familiar with the classic Know the Ledge blog talk episodes, Coach Kayer is a fucking beast with it. He went in on the altars. That one is required listening for Scorpio season, for the season of death and renewal and rebirth. It's time to talk to the ancestors. It's time to deal with our DNA, all of our bloodlines, our past lives, our past life trauma, all that shit. You feel me? So tomorrow, mañana, before we do this lecture, we're gonna shake a leg and have some fun. We got this situation going on at the lounge. Yeah. Tribute to the ancestors. Yeah. Do this for the ancestors.
Yeah, do this for my ancestors. I do this for the ancient ones. I'ma open up the floodgates. So it's no love and a patient one.
Right, and that's on Eventbrite. All you gotta put is Atlanta and tribute to the ancestors, and that's gonna pop up. That's tomorrow. It start around 8 p.m. That shit lit, you know what I mean? We're gonna be playing Dolph. We're gonna be playing all of the rappers that made transition to pay homage to the ones on the other side, from Scott La Rock to P&B Rock. You know what I mean? And we're gonna be dressed up as and not Jeffrey Dahmer, you weird niggas, as our ancestors. Gods.
Who you coming as?
Can't tell you, man.
I need to know.
I'll tell you right now, man. You feel me? But that's what it is. And for our Carolina family, we coming out there. We're gonna be in the Carolinas. Thanksgiving weekend instead of Black Friday, Facts Friday, North Carolina, Charlotte. The whole Facts family is lit.
Okay, the food, the art, the clothes. We put this show on the road. The Vatican getting exposed. You better stay on your toes. Repo, tilling the land, focus on the eco. Open my heart, let go of the ego. Ran out the grind, I'm stacking up these C-notes. Facts. Fuck it, we gon' put this shit on our back.
Facts. All right. So here's the elder real quick, and then we're gonna be up out of here.
Let's hear it.
Yes, my brother, blue pillar and red pillar representing.
Hold on.
Day. I went to Stone Mountain, invited by Brother Rich, Brother Blue, and Brother Red. Yes, my brother, blue pillar and red pillar representing the red and blue Kachina. And halfway through the event, you watch it on the video, there was dancing in the plaza. That's a stitching time. That whole day was a stitch in time. It saved 9 realms, if you know what a stitch in time means. It saved 9 realms. The devil was not able to go beyond that day.
Bombs.
He was confident he could have come on top of that mountain and take down a set of people.
Wow.
Well, a very powerful woman walked that hill. I won't mention her name, but a very, very powerful woman that captured the devil, shackled him, and now he has no power here on earth. None. He is a part of this closing argument. He was so confident. He walked up that mountain that the great Martin Luther King spoke about. I have been to the mountaintops.
Facts.
I have been to the mountaintop. I may not make it with you what he saw in the future, but he knows his people will come out on top. This is my message to you. It cannot be denied, no matter how you put it. Remember, this is not a religious thing. If it was a religious thing, it would have been best suited to be put in the hands of greater institutions, for lack of a better word. People who have a monopoly on God. Okay? Can you imagine if they had access to this and the understanding that came with it and the archangel that accompanied it? This is not religious. This is a God thing. Without any apology. God is confident that I can say this now, because the trial of the last 5 years are over for all man, every man. He is confident. Release all of this. Tell them everything will come over the next 2 years. Tell them everything. Brother Rich has opened a platform, and I said, God put him hand on my shoulder and said, walk out down the mountain. Now walk back up the mountain. You see that gray hair man, they go over there, go chat to him a little bit. Brother Rich, save him soul. Brother Blue Pillar, he has his mission. Brother Red Pillar, he has his mission. But those two brothers fulfill prophecy by the hope is in this here America, in the stitch of time. Those two brothers aren't no ordinary people. You don't know an angel when you see an angel.
Come on.
There are 9 realms. I couldn't walk to 78 years in the future and back without angels and God's approval for me to walk within those realms. Only God could make that happen. I may be sounding boisterous, I'm sorry, people, but there's only one way I can stay true to this argument. It's feverish. It's a truth that cannot be denied. And this is resonating with a lot of us. Brother Rich have a lot of great people on his program. People who are, for lack of a better word, they think they should implement this thing. Well, guess what? They implement this thing. This is not all about me. This is about us, the Black Strongs of America.
Come on now. Yeah, for more, y'all could go and tap into that powerful episode. It's on Black Magic 363. Like I said, good news don't travel. Nobody told me nothing about that. You know what I mean? And I'm taking an issue with that. I'm taking an issue with that, and I don't like that shit. Like, I'm taking a big issue with that because, you know, this is not ego talking to y'all. Motherfuckers signed up for this shit, and I don't think people really know what they signed up for. Like, this is not even some earthly shit. This shit goes beyond the dimensions of the earth. But I don't think people understand what the fuck they seeing. I don't think people understand what the fuck they signed up for. I don't think people understand where the fuck they are in the annals of time. I wish I had my bombs. I would go crazy. But it's like we gotta bring the love principle back. All of this competition and this fake shit to be going on social media. Like, I'm leaving social media. I'm just putting that shit out there right now. I'm not gonna leave to whereas I won't be posting, but I'm not giving my energy to that shit, bro. 100,000 followers and shit don't serve no purpose for me. You know, it's too drenched in ego. It's too much confusion and chaos energy going on. And it's like, I could do better just chilling with my son in the backyard, bro. You know what I mean? Because I'm not missing anything. There's nothing going on that I don't know about. You know. But I digress. Look, y'all, like I said, Sunday, join us so we could talk that talk and we could give y'all the motherfucking information that needs to be given out. You know what I mean? You know, ye are gods. You know what I mean? Who else to give you the and my shit? You already know what Pope Pablo was on. I don't even got to tell y'all. Like, let the Pope do what the fucking Pope do. He gave you the Kanye, the metaphysics on Kanye, damn near a decade ago.
Right.
All the way in Blueprint 322. That was in 2009. How did he know?
Come on.
He was saying shit back then. Niggas was looking at him like, what are you talking about? Like, how did he know? Out of all of the artists in the world, how did this nigga know if he's not tapped in? So people could play around if they want. I'm not here to convince anybody of a goddamn thing. You know? I ain't here to convince nobody of nothing. I'm just here to do the work and, you know, make these children and make my ancestors proud. You know what I'm talking about? So with that being said, we're gonna leave with the Facts Initiative because that's the shit that we on. We following, you know, started in Richmond. You know what I mean? Like, we following the wave. Like, we on the motherfucking wave. We touching people in ways that we don't even realize how we touching them. And it's a beautiful demonstration. And like I said, Sauce, I fucks with you. You know what I mean? It's definitely honors. You know what I mean? And we got more work to do. We just getting started. Like, we really just getting started.
Oh, God.
You know what I mean? So yeah, with that being said, we're gonna leave y'all with this link in the bio for the lecture. Love and light to the family. Yeah, hit that Cash App. Have a great, strong end. Y'all be safe out there. Protect yourselves. Don't get distracted. Don't get distracted. Don't fall into the traps of people feeding off of your emotions or your emotional output. And please don't show your hand. This ain't the time to just put all your cards on the table. Move wisely. You know what I'm talking about? That's some big homie advice. Move wisely in this matrix. You feels me? With that being said, yeah, food, the art, the clothes. Peace. What it looks like.
Okay, the food, the art, the clothes. We put this show on the road. The Vatican getting exposed. You better stay on your toes. Repo, tilling the land, focus on the eco. Open my heart, let go of the ego. Ran out the grand, I'm stacking up these C-notes. Fast. Fuck it, we gon' put this shit on our back. Found out the hacks, put it in the rap. Fuck it, we gon' put this shit on our back. We in your city, pull up what we had.
And that's facts though. talk factos. Ask J Babe, I go Astro. Floating focused on my cash flow. We plant star seeds to make the grass grow. I'm a real floater, I do what I wanna. Stacking the winter, sunbathing the summer. My chakras align and I shock them like Blanco. Only pope with your knowledge, your nigga is Pablo.
At these events, I'm a god to my people.
Facts.
Bring it back. It's a little bit of lag. Bring it back.
Facts. It's a movie. Facts. A movie. Facts. 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 Facts.
Okay, the food, the art, the clothes. We put this show on the road. The Vatican getting exposed. You better stay on your toes. Repo, tilling the land, focus on the ego. Open my heart, let go of the ego. Ran out the grind, I'm stacking up these C-notes. Facts, facts. Fuck it, we gon' put this shit on our back. Facts, facts. Found out the hacks, put it in nitty rap. Facts, facts. Fuck it, we gon' put this shit on our back. Facts, facts. We in your city, pull up where we at. Facts.
And that's facts though, I talk factos. Ask J Babe, I go Astro. Floating focused on my cash flow. We plant star seeds to make the grass grow. I'm a real floater, I do what I wanna. Stacking the winter, sunbathing the summer. My chakras align and I shock them like Blanco. Only pope with your knowledge, your nigga is Pablo.
At these events, I'm a god to my people. Got out the streets, yeah, we dodging a Rico. Game of roulette, I'm a casino. The game wasn't fair, yeah, the odds wasn't equal. Squad got the Chico, my squad got the Chico. Game in a drought, yeah, they starving the people. Blaming and doubt, make it harder to eat, yo. Not a placebo, that's not a placebo.
The food, the art, the clothes. We put this show on the road. The Vatican getting exposed.
Yeah.
You better stay on your toes. Repo, tilling the land, focus on the ego. Open my heart, let go of the ego. Ran out the grind, I'm stacking up these C-notes. Facts, facts. Fuck it, we gon' put this shit on our back. Facts, facts. Found out the hacks, put it in nitty rap. Facts, facts. Fuck it, we gon' put this shit on our back. Facts, facts. We in your city, pull up where we at. Facts, facts.
Started in Richmond, art of my district. Heart of the mystics, started for biscuits. Father the isfits, martyr the misfits. God is my witness, God on my hit list. Moving the weight, we started with fitness. Moving with states, we art of the richest. Give me the blues, my heart is in Memphis. It's part of adventure, started my venture. The F is for food, the A is for art. The C is for clothes, I'm playing my part. T is for check, I'm playing it smart. S is for shelter, I stay in the park. Acres on acres, get lost in the dark. We playing a part, we playing it smart. Facts, facts,
okay.
Yeah.
The food, the art, the clothes. We put this show on the road. The Vatican getting exposed. You better stay on your toes. Repo, tilling the land, focus on the ego. Open my heart, let go of the ego. Ran out the grind, I'm stacking up these C-notes. Facts, facts. Fuck it, we gon' put this shit on our back. Facts, facts. Found out the hacks, put it in nitty rap. Facts, facts. Fuck it, we gon' put this shit on our back.